because the environment of the mine, it's very dangerous. To not be alert, to not be alert all the time, it means it's a problem.
How did you manage your fatigue before PRISM was introduced?
I was just working. Because at that time I was alone. Just like when I school out at night, I must come at 12, leave at maybe at 3, come back the next morning. About 5 o'clock I must come back, or 6 o'clock, must come back to the mine. And I was tired. But my body said I'm fine. For me itself, it felt like I was fine. And then as soon as that we introduced the PRISM units, only then I realized, no man, I'm a risk for myself.
The Alertometer, the app that tests individual alertness levels for situations that demand high levels of awareness. But the real power of the Alertometer is its capability to stream information to a monitored database at company headquarters in real time. There, supervisors and safety managers like Phil can harness the power of its networking capabilities, making dynamic management decisions about company safety. After establishing a baseline, employees are required to log in and take the test regularly. If they pass their safety threshold, they're ready to go. As a result, safety managers like Phil can breathe a sigh of relief.
McDonald is one of the miners here at the Colabella mine. He's going to show us how he uses the system.
Okay, I'm just going to check my fatigue alertness now. I'm going to be using this fatigue unit to test my alertness. I slept for more than 6 hours yesterday night. Okay, I'm going to do my alertness now.
So I will just let you know that the alertness test that Donald is doing right now is made up of different shapes on a checkerboard screen. And there's 100 different shapes randomly selected, and he has to just choose whether they're all the same or one is different. So it's a yes or no test. In this case, there's 30 screens that he has to complete.
Okay, my score now is 24, which matches very well with my baseline.
Can you show us your baseline?
My baseline is 0.2.
Okay, very good.
So the system shows now that I'm guided.
Okay, thank you, McDonald.
Thank you.
I think some of the strongest things in the past have been where the mines have started educating children at a young age. It's like outside the mine in their, what was it before you were saying, the lifestyle, what class?
Yes, the life orientation.
The life orientation class. So it's a perfect fit for stuff. So it's what we chose in the Northern Cape. And so we had different books that were put into people's, in their own languages. So Swana, Zulu, Afrikaans, and I know there's 11 indigenous languages here. But when the actual guys grew up actually learning what the words were, what fatigue was, by the time they got to age 18 or 19 and were actually working on the mine, it wasn't much of a transition. It's kind of like if I was to learn about ergonomics or something like that. If I didn't know what the word was, but by the time I had it in school for 20 years, by the time I'm a mine employee, then the awareness is there along with the technologies.
Some time ago we identified fatigue as one of the major contributors to our safety incidents. We decided we had to do something drastic, and in the process of investigating what can be done regarding fatigue and specifically fatigue education, they realized that the children at home is a big lever that they can pull and make sure that if the children understand fatigue, know what to do, they can influence the parents.
We've had this funny thing about the children. A child is a dad or a parent's conscience. If they tell you to do something, parents normally listen. So that is where everything started off. When the mine started in 2008, it's a new mine. So there was all the guys that got employed was from all over the Northern Cape. And none of them was used to shift work. So we've identified it that to teach the guys to start to work shift work, that's going to be a challenge. One of our managers' children that got the training, they told their dad one night he was still working at 11 o'clock. So the next morning they asked him, so till when did you work? And they added up on their little fingers and said, well, then you definitely didn't got 8 hours sleep, then you aren't allowed to go to work. You're going to be tired. So that's the impact that children have. And that is why we decided to educate the families too.